Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. I'm pleased to introduce our presentation on green pharma and sustainability. My name is Dr. S.K. Singh, and I hold a PhD in this field. Today, we'll explore how the pharmaceutical industry can embrace greener practices and sustainable solutions. We'll cover key concepts, ongoing initiatives, and future opportunities. I'm excited to share these insights with you, so let's get started. The pharmaceutical industry is known for being highly resource-intensive, consuming large amounts of water, energy, and solvents throughout its processes. This high resource use raises significant environmental concerns. For example, active pharmaceutical ingredients, or APIs, can contaminate water bodies if not properly managed, leading to pollution. Additionally, the industry's carbon footprint is quite substantial due to energy-intensive manufacturing practices. There's also the issue of hazardous waste generation, which poses risks to both the environment and public health. But in response to these challenges, there's a clear shift happening toward more sustainable and green pharmaceutical practices. Green pharma and sustainability aim to integrate environmentally responsible methods across the entire pharmaceutical life cycle. This means from drug development, through manufacturing, all the way to disposal, the industry is moving toward greener approaches. This shift is largely driven by principles of green chemistry, which focus on safer synthesis methods, reducing waste, using resources more efficiently, and designing drugs that are environmentally friendly. Regulatory agencies like the World Health Organization and the Central Pollution Control Board are also tightening guidelines, encouraging companies to adopt sustainable practices. Ultimately, green pharma is about balancing the need for healthcare innovation with the imperative to protect our environment. It's about making sustainability a central goal for the future of the industry, ensuring that we can provide vital medicines while also safeguarding our planet. Let's take a closer look at waste management and treatment. One key aspect is effluent treatment plants, or ETPs, which are essential for cleaning wastewater before it's released or reused. Then, we have zero liquid discharge systems, or ZLD, which aim to eliminate liquid waste altogether, ensuring no harmful effluent leaves the facility. Advanced oxidation processes are also important. They use powerful oxidants to break down complex pollutants, making waste safer and reducing environmental impact. Another critical point is hazardous waste segregation. Properly sorting waste at the source helps us manage and dispose of dangerous materials responsibly. When it comes to waste destruction, we must consider incineration versus eco-friendly alternatives, striking a balance between effective disposal and minimizing emissions. Now, a broader concept gaining traction is green pharma, which focuses on designing pharmaceutical processes that are environmentally sustainable. This involves integrating principles like green chemistry, which reduces hazardous substances and waste, sustainable manufacturing practices, and life cycle thinking, considering environmental impacts at every stage, from development to disposal. The ultimate goal here is to minimize environmental impact while maintaining the safety and efficacy of our products. These practices are relevant across the entire life cycle, spanning R&D, manufacturing, distribution, and disposal, highlighting the importance of a holistic, environmentally conscious approach at every step. Let's take a closer look at green manufacturing practices. First, process optimization, particularly through continuous manufacturing, plays a vital role in making production more efficient and sustainable by reducing waste and energy use. Solvent recovery and recycling are also key. They help us minimize hazardous waste and lower costs by reusing solvents whenever possible. Using energy-efficient equipment further contributes to reducing our carbon footprint and operational costs. Process analytical technology, or PAT, allows us to monitor and control manufacturing processes in real time, ensuring consistent quality while reducing waste. Lean manufacturing principles are all about streamlining operations to eliminate unnecessary steps and minimize waste, which is essential for sustainability. Connecting this to the principles of green chemistry, waste prevention is fundamental. it's always better to avoid waste rather than manage it after the fact. Atom economy emphasizes designing reactions that incorporate most of the starting materials into the final product, reducing byproducts. Less hazardous synthesis focuses on safer chemicals and processes, protecting both workers and the environment. Safer solvents and auxiliaries, along with energy efficiency, further enhance green practices. Using renewable feedstocks is another important aspect, helping us transition to more sustainable raw materials. Lastly, catalysis over stoichiometric reagents allows us to carry out reactions more efficiently and with fewer waste byproducts. All these strategies work together to create a more sustainable, responsible approach to manufacturing, aligning perfectly with our overall goal of reducing environmental impact while maintaining high-quality production. Let's talk about sustainable drug design. One key aspect is developing biodegradable APIs, which means creating active pharmaceutical ingredients that can break down naturally in the environment. This helps reduce long-term pollution. Alongside that, we aim for reduced toxicity profiles in our drugs, making them safer for both patients and ecosystems. Targeted drug delivery is another important strategy. By directing the medication precisely where it's needed, we can lower the doses required, which in turn decreases the overall environmental impact. Designing drugs with the intention of degradation, or what we call design for degradation, or DFD, is crucial to ensure that after their therapeutic use, these compounds don't linger and cause harm. Computational chemistry has become a powerful tool in this space. It allows us to model and predict how drugs behave, which helps in reducing lab waste and streamlining the development process. Now, shifting to environmental challenges in the pharmaceutical industry, there are several pressing issues. Active pharmaceutical ingredients, or APIs, often find their way into ecosystems through various effluents, impacting wildlife and water quality. Antibiotic resistance is another significant concern, mainly driven by these residues in water sources. We also face issues like solvent emissions, particularly volatile organic compounds or VOCs, which contribute to air pollution. High water consumption in manufacturing processes puts additional strain on freshwater resources. Lastly, many supply chains are carbon-intensive, increasing our overall carbon footprint and contributing to climate change. All of these points highlight the importance of integrating sustainability into every stage of drug development and manufacturing to protect our environment while delivering effective healthcare. Let's start by looking at the regulatory framework in India. The Central Pollution Control Board, or CPCB, sets the norms that industries must follow to ensure environmental protection. One key regulation is Schedule M, which pertains to good manufacturing practices, or GMP compliance, ensuring that pharmaceutical manufacturing meets safety and quality standards. Additionally, the Environmental Protection Act of 1986 provides a comprehensive legal structure for environmental conservation and pollution control. The National Green Tribunal, or NGT, oversees the enforcement of these laws, taking action against violations and promoting sustainable practices. For bulk drug industries, zero liquid discharge, or ZLD mandates, are increasingly important to prevent water pollution by recycling all wastewater. Now, shifting to the global regulatory landscape, we see a variety of standards designed to ensure quality and environmental responsibility. The International Council for Harmonization, or ICH guidelines, specifically Q8, Q9, and Q10, focus on quality, risk management, and pharmaceutical development, helping companies maintain high standards worldwide. In the United States, the EPA enforces regulations related to emissions and waste disposal, aiming to minimize environmental impact. The European Union's REACH regulation emphasizes the safe use of chemicals and their impact on health and environment. The World Health Organization provides guidelines on pharmaceutical waste management, ensuring proper disposal to protect communities and ecosystems. Lastly, ISO 14001 offers a framework for environmental management systems, helping organizations systematically reduce their environmental footprint. Together, these regulations, both in India and globally, form a comprehensive approach to responsible pharmaceutical manufacturing, aligning safety, quality, and sustainability. Understanding and adhering to these frameworks is essential for us to operate ethically and sustainably in this industry. Let's take a closer look at some of the industry initiatives driving sustainability today. First, solvent reduction programs are gaining momentum, aiming to minimize the use of harmful solvents in manufacturing processes, which not only reduces environmental impact, but also improves safety. Next, we see the development of carbon-neutral manufacturing plants, where companies are working towards balancing their carbon emissions through renewable energy use and other innovative practices. Water recycling initiatives are also critical, allowing us to reuse water within production processes, conserving this vital resource and reducing waste. Green packaging, particularly biodegradable materials, is another key area. It's about designing packaging that breaks down naturally, lessening our environmental footprint. Now, connecting all these efforts to the role of digital and innovation, we see AI playing a significant part in process optimization, making manufacturing more efficient and less wasteful. Digital twins are transforming how we simulate and improve manufacturing processes without physical trials, saving time and resources. Smart supply chain tracking ensures transparency and efficiency throughout the entire product journey, reducing delays and excess inventory. Green analytical chemistry tools enable us to monitor environmental impacts more precisely, guiding us toward more sustainable practices. And finally, automation is helping us reduce material waste significantly by optimizing usage and minimizing errors. All of these initiatives and technological advancements are interconnected, working together to create more sustainable, efficient, and innovative manufacturing ecosystems. Let's take a moment to look at some of the key challenges and barriers we face in advancing sustainable practices. First, high initial investment costs can be a significant hurdle. Many green initiatives require substantial upfront capital, which can be daunting for organizations. Next, regulatory complexity often complicates implementation. Navigating different policies and compliance standards can slow down progress. Another challenge is the limited availability of green raw materials. These resources are not always readily accessible, which limits scalability. Additionally, there are technology adoption gaps. Some companies may hesitate to switch to new, unproven technologies due to uncertainty or lack of expertise. Finally, we need to carefully balance the cost against sustainability benefits. While eco-friendly options are vital, they should also make economic sense to ensure long-term viability. Recognizing these barriers helps us understand what needs to be addressed to move forward successfully in our sustainability journey. Let's wrap up with a summary of green pharma and sustainability. Essentially, this means adopting eco-friendly practices throughout the entire pharmaceutical lifecycle. The goal is to reduce our environmental impact without compromising drug safety and efficacy. A key guiding framework here is green chemistry, which emphasizes minimizing waste, using safer chemicals, and improving energy efficiency in production processes. This approach directly addresses some of the biggest challenges we face: chemical pollution, high resource consumption, and pharmaceutical residues that often end up in our environment. It's important to recognize the role of regulatory bodies like the World Health Organization and the Central Pollution Control Board, as they help enforce these sustainable standards and ensure compliance across the industry. Ultimately, green pharma is about responsible innovation. It promotes not just meeting current regulations, but also thinking long-term about environmental sustainability. By doing so, we can create a pharmaceutical industry that's both effective and environmentally conscious, aligning with the broader goals we've discussed throughout this presentation. Let's bring everything together with some key takeaways. First, stronger regulatory enforcement is going to play a crucial role in guiding the industry towards more sustainable practices. This means that companies will need to adapt quickly to new standards and ensure compliance not just for legality, but for long-term success. Next, we see the growth of green APIs and biologics, which are transforming how we develop medicines. These innovative approaches reduce environmental impact and open up new possibilities for sustainable pharmaceuticals. The circular economy in pharma is another vital trend, finding ways to reuse, recycle, and minimize waste throughout the product lifecycle. This shift helps conserve resources and aligns with broader sustainability goals. Industry-academia collaboration is also essential. By working together, we can accelerate research, share knowledge, and develop new sustainable solutions more efficiently. Finally, sustainability is no longer just a nice-to-have. It's a real competitive advantage. Companies that embed sustainability into their strategies will be better positioned for future success. Overall, green pharma is not optional. It's absolutely essential. It's critical for our long-term environmental health, meeting regulatory demands, and ensuring business resilience. Embracing these principles will help us build a more sustainable, innovative, and competitive industry. For further support, please feel free to contact us. We're here to help you with any questions or additional information you might need. Thank you so much for your time and attention today. We appreciate your commitment to this topic and look forward to supporting you in your journey.